Over the past few years, Team Fortress 2 has had quite a lot of weaponry added into it. A lot of bad weaponry, a lot of good weaponry, but a lot of it is just pretty shitty. But there are some little good weapons in that huge group of weapons. Today, I'm going to talk about the top 10 greatest weapons in Team Fortress 2. Now, this list will not contain any of the stock weapons, as well that would be pretty unfair, as the stock weapons are unbeatably the best weapons in the game. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, number 10 on the list is the Machina. Now, the Machina causes quite a lot of controversy. A lot of people hate this weapon, a lot of people love this weapon. I think it's one of the greatest weapons just purely for some of its attributes. When you fully charge on a scope, you get 15% damage bonus and you can penetrate targets. It's the only only weapon in the game that can penetrate through multiple targets. Now, people have gotten some pretty insane kills with this, but the negative effects make it not that great of a weapon. Still a great weapon, but still not the greatest. Not being able to fire while unzoomed is probably the biggest one of the negatives. The trail shot isn't really that bad, but really being unable to fire while unzoomed is pretty horrible, as I prefer to no scope sometimes when I'm point blank range to be able to easily get some decent damage as I don't use an SMG in my sniper. All around, a nice weapon. Maybe stick with the stock sniper, but still, if you want to go for a different variant, the Machina is very good. Number 9 on the list is one of my favourite secondaries for the Pyro. Well, my actual favourite secondary is a shotgun, but you know, that's a stock weapon, so that doesn't count. But the Scorch Shot is practically a flare gun on some really fucked up steroids. It's not beefier than the flare gun, but it's pretty fucking, more advanced than the flare gun. It has a 35% self-damage force negative, meaning you can jump yourself and you can hurt yourself with it. This can be good if you want to pyro jump to a slightly higher ledge that you can't jump on, but you also get a 35% damage penalty. Oh, I know you guys are right now looking at me like, oh, brick, this weapon fucking sucks, why are you picking it? Well, that's actually because it has mini crits on burning players, and when you hit someone, you don't have to directly hit them. You can land near the enemy and damage them still. This can be very good for if you want to deal some basic fire damage from a distance, and it's quite effective. I like to run this especially on capture the flag maps and shoot a few of these shots into the enemy spawn. Well, not really into the enemy spawn, but into the enemy capture point, so I can deal a few damage to some of the people or engineers sitting there trying to hold it all up, and have maybe a spy or maybe another pyro go in there and finish them off. All around, a really good weapon. I highly recommend this if you're not very good with the flare gun. I'm not very good with the flare gun, and I love this thing to fucking death. Oh boy, number 8. Well, number 8's been a classic favourite of mine, and that is the good old sandwich. Now, the sandwich is, well, a fucking sandwich. It's not even a weapon. Well, it makes it a really good health item for a heavy. If you don't have a medic nearby, you can eat the sandwich and recharge your health. You can also drop it for teammates, which is quite effective. Most of the heavies who have pocket medics normally drop their sandwich for their medic, which is, well, a very nice thing to do, and is very good at winning a game. A heavy and medic pair, especially if the heavy is very good at giving his medic and keeping his medic alive with the sandwich, could be an unstoppable force. This weapon is all around really... It's not even a fucking weapon, it's this sandwich item thing, not even a weapon, is the best. It beats 2 other weapons and it's not even a fucking weapon. GG Valve, GG. Oh, number 7. Number 7 is one of my most hated numbers just because it's not even. If it's not a multiple of 2 or 5, I fucking hate it. But this is a number 7 I really do enjoy, and that is the direct hit. The direct hit has a 25 damage bonus, an 80% projectile speed, and mini crits airborne targets that are grappling or hooking or even just enemy attacks, or even just in the air in general from any type of force. But you have a 70% explosion radius negative. Well, this is very good for soldiers who are very good at accuracy. I'm somewhat decent with it, and if I have a very good medic on my hands, well, I can live for quite a while with it. I've gone on some insane kill streaks with this back in the day, but now I'm not that great with it. All around, an insanely good weapon. I highly recommend this for anyone who's insanely good with it, and hitting shots dead. This is practically a sniper rifle for your soldier. If you like playing soldier, but you also like playing sniper, then BLAM! This weapon's for you. Number 6 on the list is the Iron Bomber. One of the more recent weapons on the list, but, well, one of the more better weapons on the list. The grenades have very little bounce and roll, which is kind of fucking weird because you're literally shooting metal balls out of this weapon. But with this weapon and the little metal balls that define the laws of logic, have a little bit less explosion radius of 15%. All around a nice grenade launcher if you just want to shoot in there and you don't want to bounce it off walls, you just want to shoot it directly into the enemy or into an enemy nest. I don't know, this is kind of, when you think of it, it can be a direct upgrade to the grenade launcher, depending on how you look at it. All around, a really nice weapon. Congratulations, you made it to number 5 without dying from my horrible videos. Or just clicking off. But number 5. Number 5 is, well, one of my favourite scout secondaries. The Mad Mill. Now, You throw Scout's little jar of milk at people, and you get health back from it. About 60% if I'm correct. This can be very useful, especially for dousing yourself if you're like covered in flames. It can be very nice. It's kind of a tricky weapon, because it does take away your pistol, which is, well, the only weapon you can use from long range. All around a nice weapon. But for some reason the Scout seems to charge this shit like crazy. Where does he get this milk from? Oh, it's not milk, isn't it? It's something else. Number 4 is the Widowmaker. The Widowmaker is practically the bread and butter to the fucking Gunslinger combo. The Widowmaker paired with the Gunslinger is absolutely overpowered. On hit, damage is returned as ammo, but you use ammo as metal. So your metal is your ammo. It costs 30 ammo per shot and no reload is necessary. If you're point blank range and you're insanely accurate with this motherfucker, you can get on some insane kill streaks with this thing. This thing actually made me stop playing tier 2 at one point. It was pissing me off that much. But I eventually caught the hang of the weapon and now I'm using it all the time with the Gunslinger. It is practically a force to be reckoned with. If you want to be a dickhead of a lobby and have everyone hate you, use this with the Gunslinger. Trust me. Number 3 on the list is the Jag. The Jag's kind of controversial as it didn't really have its intended stats as it did when it was first released, but now it's fixed over the past few months. Compared to the stock range, it's not exactly the greatest. The Jag is good at getting it up, the wrench is good at keeping it up. The stats on this weapon are, well, as followed. Construction hit boost up to 30%, meaning you can build faster, and a 15% faster firing speed, meaning you can swing it 15% faster, making it quite effective for getting and building it up. But you have a slower repair rate by 20%, a damage penalty by 25%, and you get less damage penalty versus buildings, meaning you won't be able to hit buildings as much and damage them if you need to damage a building close range. All around, a really nice range. I kind of feel like it's very nice for if you want to play like a quick get up NG, and if you want to keep your buildings up, you're better off using the Rescue Ranger with it. It makes it quite effective. Normally when I play Medic, I'll play stock Uber Medic, but on the off chance that I don't play stock Uber Medic, I'll play Quickfix Medic. The Quickfix is probably the best medigun, but it's not the stock. It has a 40% heal rate, a 25% faster overcharge rate, but then a 50% negative on overheal. This medigun, instead of overcharging them and making your target invincible, you give them insane health regeneration. This can be good for keeping all your team quickly alive if you're rushing into a battle. All around, a really nice weapon. Really, really good for if you need to keep someone alive at the last moment. You're about to die, you're about to die, your teammate's about to die, and you need a weapon to quickly keep you alive. Luckily, you have a full overcharge on your Quickfix. That'll keep you alive a little longer. Alright, we're up to number 1. Number 1, the one you've all been waiting for, is, drumroll please, the sun on a stick. I'm just joking, it's not the sun on a stick. It's actually the Panic Attack. The Panic Attack is the most effective shotgun I've ever seen in the game for quite a long time. It's practically the stock shotgun on like an absolute shit ton of steroids. Like, a shit ton. It has 50% faster reload time, it has a 50% faster deploy time, the fire rate increases as your health decreases, and you can hold up to 4 shells by holding the fire like a Vegas bazooka. With the fire rate increasing as your health get lower, you also get weapon spread increase as your health decreases. So if your health's insanely low, like at 1 HP, you'll have to be absolute point blank to spray 4 shots into them rapidly. All around, an absolute amazing weapon. I would prefer this shotgun over the stock shotgun almost any day. But right now, insanely good. I highly recommend this on your engineer. I use this with the Gunslinger engineer, and oh my god, it is this thing an absolute fucking beast. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed, dislike it if you disliked it, comment down your opinion and compliments into the comments below. As always guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.